Feel like I know what to do, I have all the resources that I need, but I'm just not taking action. And you keep wondering, what is holding me back? For me, what has helped me is journaling. How I journal has evolved over time. But today I wanted to share with you 3 tips, 3 ways that you can use journaling in a way that will help you in your financial mindset to push through the limiting beliefs. The first way is that every time. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is a channel about personal finance, and on this channel I talk about finances and how to manage your money. Yeah, today you're looking at notebooks. It's a little bit different, and why I'm talking about these notebooks and my journals, these are my journals. And the reason why I'm talking about them in regards to finances is because, fine, you can make the budget, you can set the finances, you can earn more money, but there's a certain element that comes to our mindset and the limiting beliefs and the fears that we have and how we process them and how we articulate them that these journals really help me with. And the reason why I'm sharing is because when you feel like I know what to do, I have all the resources that I need, but I'm just not taking action, and you keep wondering, what is holding me back? For me, what has helped me is journaling. These journals, I fill them all in from cover to cover, and how I journal has evolved over time. But today I wanted to share with you 3 tips, 3 ways that you can use journaling in a way that will help you in your financial mindset to push through the limiting beliefs. The first way is that every time that I have a fear, I'm like, no, Gabi, why are you starting a YouTube channel? Those things don't work here. Gabi, what are you going to say? Your camera is not nice. I come here, guys. I come here and I process it. And every time I write about it, it doesn't feel as bad as it does in my head, you know? Sometimes we make things turn out to be more of a big deal in our mind than they actually are. So that is one of the things. So that is the first thing. I write my fears in these journals. And when I'm breaking down something that I'm afraid of, whether I'm afraid of making a business, sometimes I'm afraid of, like, when I was starting this channel, I was scared, you know, scared that what will people think? Do I have what to say? I haven't arrived. All those fears, I process them in here. And when you put something on paper, sometimes it's not as scary, but also you give yourself distance from the fear. And then it makes it possible for you to think about, okay, this is what it is. But then, now that you've written out the fear, then you're able to step back and analyze, how can I work on this, you know? So the next thing that I use these journals for is to brainstorm the action steps, you know? To brainstorm actions I can take to overcome the fear. Now, fine, you can brainstorm on a random piece of paper. There's nothing wrong with that. But when I brainstorm in these journals, I'm able to look back and see, what did I say I would do last year, but I haven't done? Then I start to see a pattern, and then I now ask myself, why am I not doing what I said I would do, you know? Why am I not doing what I said I would, you know? And so this question for me, when I journal about this, it shows the procrastination that I'm experiencing, the paralysis. Sometimes I'm just feeling lazy. Sometimes it's you know, you're in that cycle of the month. And when I get it out of my head, I put this whole limiting belief part of me, you know, who is me? When it's on the paper, it feels like it calls me out. I'm like, Gabi, do you really want this, or you're just saying for just? Because what you're saying you want and what you're doing are not matching. Because if someone else was telling me these things and giving me advice, I'd be like, but what do you mean? For you, in my head, I'd be judging. But when I'm the one processing it on the paper, I'm able to call myself out and then ask myself, Gabi, do you want to be in this same place? Do you want to read this journal again in 2026 and you're in the same place that you were last year? Do you still want to be in the same place of, I want to start a channel? You guys, I read about starting a channel in 2019. And then I was reading my journal of 2019. I was like, but Gabi, you said you wanted to do this how many years ago? and you still haven't done it. This is what the journals do for me. And I'm bringing this process of journaling on this YouTube channel about finances. They may look like they are contrary, but it is not just about the money. Our mindset and our fears that hold us back from earning more and from growing. It's an ongoing journey. I'm still going through this journey. There are so many things I'm still learning and still processing. But these journals help me, and I thought I would share it with you. The lessons that I learn, right? The lessons I'm learning. The lessons that I'm learning. Now, this could be lessons from YouTube. This could be lessons from a podcast. This could be lessons. This could be lessons from books. You know how you can watch a YouTube video and you're like, I'm going to do, but you just don't do. Then you watch another video and you still don't do. Then what is it helping? You know how they say knowledge is power, but if you've not done anything with that knowledge, it's not helping. Then I look at what I've learned, and then I tell myself, what I have learned is going to help me overcome the challenge that I am facing of not doing what I said I'm going to do. And then if I take action, then I will be able to overcome the fears that I talked about here. Now, when I look at what I learned from a book, for example, learned from Atomic Habits, I then look at, fine, Gabby, this is what I've learned. Now, what actions am I going to take from the things that I've learned? How am I going to make the lessons I've learned from this book real in my everyday life? I journal about that in here. And when I journal about it here, it makes it more practical. I can then set intentions of, I'm going to do this. If I do it and it doesn't work, I still come here and I'm like, oh, I did this, it didn't work. I analyze, why didn't it work? Because sometimes you then, do like an evaluate, you evaluate what you tried and what didn't work. Because it's not, the first time you do something, it may not work, but you learn something from it. So I then go in here and I evaluate in my journals. Now the fourth thing that these journals really help me with is looking back, looking back. When I look back at my entries over the years, it helps me see the win. I am able to acknowledge the progress that I'm making and the wins. When I said, oh, I used to struggle with that and now I've improved, it gives me momentum. It encourages me, Oh, I used to do that. Then it also shows me the blind spots. It shows me the blind spots, things that I said I would do. Or because now I am a few months removed from the situation, I'm a few years removed from the situation, then I'm able to look back and say, oh, but Gabby, you've said you'd do that, but you didn't do it. Or this is something that you keep saying that is holding you back. It's a limiting belief. So I process it in here. So it really helps me look back and analyze. The final thing I do in my journals is I just tell stories, keep memories. I tell stories and I keep memories. It's not always serious. Every time I pick up my notebook, it's not intense. It's not intense every time I pick up my notebook. Sometimes I'm just writing about my day, sketching out some things, and so different times have different intentions. But when it comes to working towards my goals and making progress, this really has helped me. It has really helped me a lot in terms of overcoming so many things. Guys, I'm not yet there. I'm still learning. This is my current stand and perspective today. It may change. I read the book, The Artist's Way by Cameron, and she talked about the morning pages. Sometimes I do the morning pages. Sometimes I don't do it in the morning. But just writing, stream of consciousness, what is on your mind, 3 pages is what she talks about to kind of clear your mind. Is a concept that I'd recommend. But overall, I overall like my journals, and now I even buy them in bulk. That's why you see they're all the same. I buy so many at the start of the year so that every time it's done, I don't have to go back. And sometimes you go back and then the notebook has changed, or they are no longer in stock. So I just buy my notebooks in bulk. And this has also helped in my finances and working towards my goals and the mindset aspect of it. So if you find this interesting, please like, please subscribe. And what are your tips, guys? How do you approach this area? I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.